Welcome, day traders. Today we're going to retrade the S&P E-mini for February 15th here on Mentor Mike's Market Movie. So let's get started. We goose the data feed up to a quick 30 times normal speed. Okay. Do we have a potential long trade? Maybe not quite yet. Let's keep it going. Okay, now we've got just about a crossover on the, let me switch to pointer here, crossover on the MACD. The stochastic's pointing up. We got a little bit of a bend on the white moving average, which is above the red with the blue above it. Not quite a crossover on the 5-minute side yet. I'm going to make this a pointer as well. But I think we're pretty close, so let's go ahead and take this on the long side and see how it plays out. Oop, there we go. We hit our target, and we're going to move our stop up here by the parabolic. We're going to make it to the second target. Oh, yes we did. Okay, very nice. We hit both targets there. We're up over 200 bucks. You do that every day, you're making an extra 50K a year. All right, let's see what we got going on now. Looks like we're coming down. Ooh, sudden drop. All right, we've got the white about to go below the red. MACD is already bearish. Stochastic got a little bit of a bullish bend there, but over here on the 5-minute side, we're looking pretty bearish. So let's give it a shot here. And once again, we started it up. There we go. All right, let's keep trailing our stop. And hit that target as well. We started about here. We're only looking to be bearish here now. We flip the parabolic. Are we close enough here? It's hard to say. We're starting to get a little bend here on the stochastic on the 5. Let's give it a shot. Getting close, but oh, hit that first target. All right. And stopped out. Okay. Let's draw our trade arrow. All right. Don't quite have the crossover on the 1 minute MACD, but things are selling off. We took out some previous lows here. We've got a clear-cut curvature on the white moving average, and we've got that going on the 5 minute as well. So let's short it again, and back in the saddle. We're going to take out that second target. Yes, we are. Okay. Well, the day session is now open. We're approaching about 10 of 7 here, Pacific time. There's a countdown clock over here on the replay facade. All right. We've got blue below the white here. Not quite a crossover here yet, and nor on the 5 minute stochastic. I'm a little leery of shorting it yet, so let's see where else we go here. All right, now we've almost got that crossover, and we do have it on the 5 minute stochastic, so hopefully there's still enough room here for us to hit at least our first target. Okay. Yes. Okay, stopped out that time. Whoa. Okay. Now we've got the white above the red. Don't quite have it here on the MACD. And we're still some distance away from a crossover on the 5-minute MACD. On the 5-minute moving averages, we do have the white crossing the red just as we do over here. But I'd like to see something closer to a crossover on the MACD before we do this, especially since the 1-minute stochastic is basically heading down. At the very least, we want it curving around and heading back up. So let's stay in the game a bit longer here. Okay, what's going to happen here? White's way above the red still, despite the price. Okay, we're in another situation here where white is about to cross below the red, and the blue is already there. We've got the bearish look on the MACD and both stochastics, but check out the MACD on the 5-minute. It still looks pretty bullish. It still looks like it wants to make a crossover, and we've got this sort of bottoming out curvature on the red signal line here. We also have a little bit of an upward curvature on the red moving average here. So there's a chance that this white could bounce off and head back up. That's what I get from this 5-minute MACD. So let's let it go a little while longer. And now we've got everything curving up. We've got a cross on the 1-minute MACD and on the Stoch, and we're pretty close to it over here. And we've got the 5-minute Stoch looking pretty bullish, so I think we were wise to wait, and now we're going to go long. At least I hope so. Ah, finally. The microphone doesn't pick it up, but when we hit that first target and go that extra tick so that the stop moves on its own, there's a little cash register sound. Music to my ears. Ka-ching. Oh, boom. Another pair of targets there. Now we've got a pretty major crossover on the 5-minute MACD, And as you can see, it was in its bearish mode for quite a bit of time this morning. So we can probably expect it to stay in this posture for some period of time. Just turned 9 a.m. Pacific time here. We've already topped $1,000. You do that every day and you're making $250,000 a year. Notice how the long-term moving average is acting as resistance. The price has hit it here and it's kind of been forced down. And we're breaking south pretty substantially here. Alright, now the white's about to go below the red. We've got it going on here and here. Over here on the stochastic on the 5-minute side, what we don't have is a crossover on the MACD. Quite a distance, in fact. But on the moving averages, we can see that the white is below the red. And we flip the parabolic on the 5-minute. This is something that I do pay attention to. Frequently, it's covered up by the dome screen, but it's worth taking note of. And on this particular one, I do remember this trade from the real-time trade today. We did go short at about this point, notwithstanding the lack of the cross on the 5-minute MACD. And this market went substantially lower. So let's go ahead and take that short trade and fire it back up again. Notice how it kind of futzes around for a while, backing and filling they call it. Gives time for the 5-minute MACD to get a little closer to a crossover. But the big sell-off occurs before the MACD crosses completely on the 5-minute side. But we've hit both targets by that point, and this thing keeps on going. So we got in about here. See those flashes of red over there on the time and sales chart? That's when we're making a new low of the day. Now, if we were trading more contracts, we'd have a third target that would be further out, and we'd be making even more money. But you need substantially more contracts to support 3 targets with the peeling off strategy that I use. We're trading just 4 contracts, remember, so it's not that tough to do what we're doing here. The amount of capital that is required is actually $1,600. You'd probably want at least twice that, but that would be the minimum amount of margin that you'd need to trade 4 contracts. $400 a contract is pretty typical among the day trading boutique firms that cater to the day trading crowd. Well, the 1-minute MACD is very bullish, the 5-minute's very bearish. Probably the 1 is going to catch up to the 5 first. That'd be my guess. Well, we flipped the parabolic, but the MACD still needs to get a little closer to a crossover. We also want to see some crossing. Okay, when it drops that far, we have to pay attention. Pretty close to a crossover here, and we're starting to get close over here. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, did we mess up? Maybe. But the red has a very distinct downward slope. The white is still pretty solidly below the red. Yeah, see, it's turning around. Finally. Boom. Well, it's about 11:30 Pacific time now. Okay, now this looks like a potential short trade here. We've got the crossovers, stochastics heading down. But as I recall, it doesn't actually sell off that far. But if I were seeing this for the first time, I would be definitely tempted to go short. So we'll go ahead and take this trade, but I have a pretty good feeling it's not going to pan out. Oh, my mistake. It definitely did. I must have been thinking of a different time. Oh, it was probably this part I was thinking of. Okay. Now, this is the one that I think does not pan out. But then let's take a closer look. This definitely looks bearish. We've made a new low and we flipped the parabolic. The MACD looks like it's heading lower. So does the stochastic. The 5-minute MACD looks pretty bearish. The only thing on the whole chart that doesn't look all that bearish is the stochastic on the 5-minute. There's actually a little bit of a bullish bend here. But this is the place where I think I got stuck and almost took the trade. It's flipping color schemes on me here to save memory or something. Let's go ahead and avoid this and just play it out and see what happens. As I recall, I didn't actually take the trade, but I was very, very tempted to. I think it was simply a matter of time, because it was at 12:30. I decided not to take an additional trade. And as you can see, it just sort of gradually works its way up. And instead, we reach the point where I think we get the white above the red, but I don't recall. In any event, we're pretty close to 1 o'clock right now, so wouldn't be taking a trade. Here we have a red, white, and blue alignment and a crossover over here on the MACD. But it's already 6 after 1, and I set my Ninja Trader to make me flat the market at 10 after 1 so that I don't accidentally carry over into the next trading session. So I'd be done for the day at this point for sure. Let's see, we ended up taking this trade here. And we're finished. So let's see how we ended up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 good ones. And our total for the day was $16.50. Not too bad. See you all next time.